What up, y'all? It is your boy Darius, and I'm back, y'all. So, oh man, what did Drake do now? So this one says how Drake just hit rock bottoms. So let's just out see what Drake did this time. Let's check this out.
Put the rap game back on red alert following his self-proclaimed announcement of a round 2 of his beef with Kendrick Lamar. Drake was expecting to send shockwaves throughout the entire music world that has been against him for months now and finally bring back the attention and excitement that has been missing from everything he has done following this musical conflict. But now after this move, which in of itself already followed more music releases from Drake through his second 100 Gigs drop, which despite multiple of those songs having clear shots and disses aimed at Kendrick Lamar, instead of even making Kendrick bat an eye or causing just a few people to think Drake could change the narrative of what was done against him this summer, all it did was make more people see just how hard Drake is crashing out right now, and definitely didn't make anybody blink an eye in terms of what Drake was actually trying to accomplish with this, which was of course to save his reputation as we know it and bring momentum back to his failing career. And now with all of this, which has followed some other strange personal controversies that have seemed to actually validate some of the things Kendrick was dissing him about, such as when he was caught hanging out on live with some streamers and personalities who, to keep it brief, have some strange cases. All of this has revealed one thing about Drake, which is that even in this time where it seems like things couldn't possibly get any worse, the after effects of this beef are far more drastic than anyone could have imagined, because at this point, the loss of this beef has contorted and destroyed not just a few facets of what Drake as a person and musical entity stood for, but this feud has messed up and forever compromised every single thing about Drake, and has twisted every part of his public persona and music career into this sad and pathetic figure. And now because of this, Drake has reached a point where he isn't just no longer able to beef with Kendrick Lamar at the moment, because from skill to numbers, Lamar has shown that he can outperform Drake with ease when they go head to head. But he's also getting destroyed by other rappers who he tried to brush off months ago as not actually being a threat to him, such as A$AP Rocky, who when their new singles went head to head, Rocky ended up being the one who had a higher streaming debut. And now with all of this, with Kendrick Lamar no longer caring about him, weird truths about what he does coming to life, and now Drake's new music getting outperformed by rappers who just months ago he would have doubled or even tripled their streams. Now, the Drake brand is dead and no longer resembles a single thing similar to what people loved about it years or even just a few months ago, because at this point, Drake has reached such a low where people are not even discussing his music anymore because it's so bad and out of touch with everything that it's just making him look more and more immature and pathetic in all senses of the word. And after releasing nearly 15 new songs, which is really an entire album's worth of material this summer, that didn't do anything to save his reputation, as from all the features, which only ended up showing and then proving over and over again that the once—
Yeah, when he did that feature, I forgot what that other female's name was. It did bad. It was bad, man. It was terrible. The song he did with Sexy Red, it was good though. It was all right though. I wouldn't say it was trash today, but it did something though. So yeah. Other than that, but I don't know, man.
most coveted thing in music in the Drake stimulus package no longer exists, as every single thing Drake touched flopped. And then with his 100 Gigs drops, which have now given us 6 new songs, which aside from making people question what Drake is really trying to accomplish with all this in the first place, did absolutely nothing to strengthen his presence in the rap game, bring him back to the charts where his single drops always existed, and overall create that one defining moment that would welcome him back to a place in the music world where he could even get an ounce of respect. And now, because of what really is, when we look at all this in its entirety, the worst stretch of music in Drake's entire career, from the Heart Part 6 to the 100 Gigs collection, and really, one of the worst stretches of music and moments we have seen from a significant rapper ever, because between these bad songs, whose presence has only felt more embarrassing and whose failure has only been more consequential because of just how loud Drake has still been while releasing all of this music through his social media posts, which he has just never stopped making and seeking attention from. With the most embarrassing music out and the most embarrassing things you can do as a near 40-year-old man, Drake has taken everything he ever worked for and put it into a blender and crushed it up, because now his music career is destroyed, and so is his personal brand. And if you really sit and think about how long this has been going on for, and also how much volume Drake has given us during this time in terms of his music, this is no longer a fluke to people or a slump in Drake's career, but to audiences who rejected his new music and to the rappers who laughed at his new disses. This is the norm now, as Drake is seen as a rapper who, despite the legacy and commercial value of all of his albums and what they held in the past, The present Drake is useless to the music industry because he provides no artistic or commercial value to anybody right now, and this is why we are now seeing more and more rappers who used to be very close to him move as far away as they can from him, and looking at Drake in comparison to the relative state of hip hop. The failure of his new music to make any sort of dent into anything has been made all the more worse based on seeing just how much more powerful the superstars he used to be right next to are compared to him at the moment. Because as somebody like Travis Scott just sold over 350,000 copies first week from a re-release of a 10-year-old mixtape in Days Before Rodeo, all while Drake is barely getting his songs on the charts. Between now Travis and also Kendrick, even the music industry experts and the companies who profit off all the music these artists release have realized that beyond this beef, Drake has tainted value when it comes to the long-term growth of being a musical force, as it came out recently that deep within the industry, nobody in rap is considered to have more commercial power than Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar, and knowing things like this, as we see the actual music industry who at the end of the day, have Drake on a contract that is allegedly worth more than any other music deal has ever been, is saying this. It is showing that from what beyond people think and at the very top of the ladder in terms of who makes the decisions in this industry, Drake is now being seen as the least powerful version he has ever been as a commercial force, and in all honesty, with Drake's quality in terms of actually delivering people great music has been gone for way longer than this, and if we really want to be honest with ourselves, all he has been doing for the most really in the entire 2020s decade has been chasing the charts and trying to rack up the most streams as possible. If the labels and companies that he has tried so hard to boost their own pockets alongside his own now see that Drake is compromised, and because of the way he handled this summer following his beef with Kendrick Lamar, he is no longer the guy who is switching the tides of the charts every time he drops. There's really nothing more left to say, as it's clear to everyone, from the listeners to the executives, that Drake has stumbled down lower than most ever could, because the fact that just in a matter of few months, he has went from the biggest hitmaker on the planet and one of the biggest superstars of this century, to somebody who can't even make a hit if they tried right now, yet is still so obsessed with numbers and attention that they are willing to compromise their own integrity and whatever future stability their career had, all to try to get a petty move back on someone. It is showing that even the guy who didn't just make albums like Take Care and Nothing Was the Same, but CLB and For All the Dogs is gone, because based on the way Drake acts now, despite what he says and despite the attention he's trying to make on social media, if he had a song that could have saved him based on what he has been doing, it would have been out already. So at this point, it's more than safe to say that because of what has went down and just how he has never stopped trying to win people back, Drake has lost his touch as an artist, and I don't know if he'll ever get it back. And now because of this all-time low summer that he's had, his career is never going to be the same, because as people no longer care for his music the way they did, nor do the executives and industry think the power his name holds is even significant in his own genre and lane anymore. Drake's worst nightmare has become true, because from here on out following this summer, this failure is no longer a moment in time that's going to pass away for him. It's now the new norm, and going forward, the future of his career is going to be a living nightmare. Now, with all of this said, let me know. Do you think Drake will ever come back from this low point? I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so let me get my thoughts about it. What I think Drake should do, there's two things I look at. Because I've been seeing people think that Drake wants another round with Kendrick, which I don't know why though. I mean, you already lost. Because when Drake said he hit with facts about Kendrick, what Kendrick said about him is just telling lies. So I don't know, man. Because if Drake does release a new album, I want to hear some hip hop rap bars. That's what I want to hear. No more of this pop rap. I want to hear some hip hop bars, man. That's how I want to see if he does drop a new album. If not, I think Drake should just take a break, man. Step away from the music, though. Like, what else you got to prove, though, man? So I think Drake just do the Eminem route. Because Eminem, when he released the music Murder By, because that came out in 2020, he took a 4-year break. And then you know what happened? People missed Eminem. They were like, where's the new album from Eminem? And Eminem dropped the There's Some Shade. So I think that's what Drake should follow Eminem's footsteps. Take a break, man. Let people miss you. Take like a 5 or 4-year break, man. I think that's what he should do. So, I don't know. We'll see, though. I'll keep my eyes out if anything happens, because some people feel like his career is done. I don't think it's going to be like a Ja Rule situation. Like, Drake never tried to be like a gangster rapper, nothing like that. So, we'll see what happens. So, I'll keep my eyes out, though. So, yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. I mean, do you want a Drake album? Do you think Drake should just take a break from music? What would you guys think, though? I'll see you guys in this video. Peace out, y'all.